Hey traders, I had two quick green trades this morning and I was able to lock it up by about 30 minutes into market open. So I had one pre-market trade and one right at market open. I'm going to walk you through what I saw and why I took these trades. So let's zoom into the 1 minute because that's usually where I'm at when I'm finding my entries. So this this small shaded gray area right here, if you watch my recent video on volume profile, I actually had it marked up before all of this price action to the right was going on. So as soon as it passed above that and broke and retested, I actually took a long. So you can see that it was a nice little risk to reward right there. I had a clear exit, a clear stop loss, and that's what made me take the trade. And there were a ton of orders up at 21,000. So that's where I had my take profit set. Right here, there was news being released at 7:30 Central, my time. And I knew that that was a risk to be in the trade still. So I actually moved my stop loss to like right here, about 9:57. So my risk was very low and I was still going to end up in profit. I knew I could have exited the trade. It was a risk that I was willing to take. And I mean, a lot of times with news, it'll like wick down and wick up and just stop everyone out. And I was okay with that. I had my stops well in profit. So I just held on to it. Had my limit order up here at 21,020, since that's where the book map orders were. It never ended up wicking down and it went up and hit my take profit. So I'll admit, kind of got a little bit lucky on that one because it could have gone the other way as well. And I could have gotten stopped out for, what would that have been? Like a 30-point trade. So that was trade number one, green in one of my sets of accounts. The other one, so this one I'm actually going to walk through because I broke my normal rule of not taking a trade within the first 15 minutes or at least 10 minutes just to kind of get a feel for price action. But I actually took this trade at 8:32, so 2 minutes into market open. The reason I did is I don't feel like I had FOMO or like was kind of just riding momentum. I had a lot of good reasons to take this trade. One, the news release at 7:30 was positive and made the market pump at 7:30. A lot of times when the market actually opens at 8:30 Central Time, it'll kind of go in the same direction. A lot of times, not always, of course. So I had a little bit of a bullish bias. Also, as you can see, it came down and bounced off of Asia high, and I had a strong reaction there. It grabbed this liquidity here, had a strong reaction. Also, looking at Bookmap, there were a bunch of orders down at 980, 20,980, and then that was it. There was nothing else to the downside unless you looked at like 20,800, which, I mean, I didn't think it was going to go that far initially at market open. It could have, but I didn't think it would. So there was 20,980, and that was it. Other than that, all the other orders were at like 21,000, 21,100, 21,200. So again, that helped my long bias, and I figured that the market was going to go up. So once it had this bounce, strong reaction off of Asia high, it grabbed those orders at 980, had a strong reaction up. I entered a long. Also, another thing to add to my confluence, which again gave me confidence in this trade. This yellow anchored VWAP right here, I anchored it at the news release candle, and it was kind of just chopping around here all pre-market. As soon as it broke above that with a strong break at market open, again, that gave me confidence that the market was trending up. So that's where I took my entry. And then I just got out right at 21,100, which is where my consistency target was for my accounts. Also, there were a bunch of orders at 21,100. So I wanted to get out a little bit before that because sometimes that'll serve as resistance on Bookmap. So that was it. 2 trades done for the day. Locked my computer up at about 9 o'clock Central and went and hung out with my son for his field trip, which is the cool thing about day trading, right? I can create my own schedule and have time freedom. That's what I'm here for. Have a great day.